Дойче Думков, ты еще увидишь, как из-за твоей продажной глупости, Анна-Лена Бербок, Берлин будет гореть.
Надо как-то сделать так, чтобы американские солдаты начали гибнуть.
Да мы сотрем в порошок Варшаву и Вильнюс.
Почему мы признаем Францию в ее границах?
Как я хочу посмотреть, чтобы Урсулиха фон дер Ляля корчилась с куском беспилотника в глотке.
Когда на сегодняшний день мы говорим, что война будет безъядерной, мы, наверное, лукавим.
По количеству на душу населения, правда, Канада ее опережает, но Америка — это мировая держава победила.
Я сейчас требую спалить Берлин.
Welcome to a new episode of Russian Hate Speech, where we break down the most absurd statements from Russian propagandists trying to fuel anti-Western sentiments among Russians. Let's start with Russian journalist Igor Korotchenko, who promotes aggressive rhetoric towards the US.
But the threat comes from Washington, which would like Russia to eventually go to war with NATO in Europe if a crisis arises. We need to deploy the Rubezh missile system in eastern Russia, targeting the continental United States. Thus, before we respond to Germany, we should respond to the US. Any of our military objects or facilities attacked by NATO in the European region should be met with our first strike, a retaliatory strike against the United States. The Damocles sword of nuclear retaliation should hang over the US, and only then over Germany and other European countries hosting American weapons. This is a fundamental point. We must respond directly to the Americans for the threats they pose to us, putting their security at risk just as they create problems for us.
Korotchenko's aggressive rhetoric ignores the fact that NATO is a defensive alliance, and its actions are in response to Russian aggression, not the other way around. Next, we have Kremlin propagandist Olga Skabeyeva relaying the Russian foreign minister's remarks at the United Nations about the alleged aggressiveness of the West.
So Lavrov is in the US. Our minister just stated that NATO is not satisfied with the war it started in Kiev. The US continues to demonstratively escalate the situation. NATO's military infrastructure is breaking into the Pacific region. To contain Russia and China, the West is disrupting the globalization system. Additionally, our minister directly accused the West of sabotaging the Nord Stream pipelines. In Washington, Lavrov said they are convinced that the new global war will harm European allies, not the US. But this is a dangerous misconception. Lavrov compared the US-led world order based on its rules to Orwell's Animal Farm.
Lavrov's narrative conveniently omits Russia's role in starting the conflict in Ukraine and falsely shifts blame to the West. Finally, we turn to Alexei Lyankov, a Russian military expert who discusses the threat of the end of European civilization.
Since there are people in the United States of America and Europe who believe that nuclear war is a myth of Soviet propaganda, this poses a danger because they do not understand that such escalation could lead to the irreversible end of European civilization.
Lyankov's alarmist statement exaggerates the threat and ignores the fact that, unlike Russia, the responsible international actors work to prevent nuclear conflict, recognizing its catastrophic potential. As Russia persists in its effort to create an alternative reality based on lies and threats, it is crucial for us to stay vigilant, uphold the truth, keep defending the values of the civilized world and challenge disinformation at every turn. Stay informed, think critically, and don't let propaganda win.